Hi everyone, Katie here. Welcome back to another layout video. Today I have some airplane pictures, so I am using my new Jet Set page kit from We Are Memory Keepers. This was a pretty recent Tuesday morning find, which is awesome because I don't know about you, but my local Tuesday morning has not had much in the past year or more. So I was really excited to find a good page kit. It has stickers, it has 12 by 12 papers, and one of the sticker sheets is all alphabets, which I love because I will use it for far more than just this set of, layouts. So this was when we were in the airport in Louisville and headed out to Las Vegas. We went on a trip over Thanksgiving to Vegas and the Grand Canyon. So this is the very beginning of that trip. And it was fantastic, though it started off a little rocky with some delayed flights and even delays on the I guess not on the runway, but parked outside of the terminal. Just a lot of kind of craziness. But that's okay. It worked out. We got there. And it was a lot of fun. So I'm putting my paper here, mounting it on this kind of, I guess, pinkishy, almost coralishy, but also kind of bright pink cardstock. So this is Basil cardstock that I thought coordinated well with the dots and colors that are on this layout. But it was also a little bit more bright than I wanted because, as you may notice, the colors in this set are a little more muted. Like, they're still bright, but a little more muted. So I am using my ink blending tool to put some of the tumbled glass, which is a nice blue, on the Distress Oxide. Around the edge, I think, this goes nicely with the colors that are in the layout, and it also just kind of softens the very bright pink. So I, think it turns out well, like how it looks. And it's kind of hard to see here, but I do ink up the edges quite a bit, so the tumbled glass is fairly prominent, at least when you see it in person. Now I've got my photos arranged so that they're partially overlapping, but one photo is not. It was just because I had space to overlap the photos in that one of my husband, sitting there playing video games in the airport as we were waiting for our delayed flight. And I didn't really have so much space that I wanted to overlap my photos in any of the other ones. So I didn't, and that's okay. Just kind of put it out there to the side and tried to make it, as normal or cohesive as I could. So I know I like where my photos are. That's why I go ahead and, stick it down, but I'm trying to think about journaling and what I want the title to be. And ultimately I decide journaling will come first. And I get out my travel-themed ephemera box, which also has journaling cards in it. They are snap cards from Simple Stories. I do not remember the collection, but they are a very travel-themed collection, so it works out perfectly. I have one that I find it has that teal border and journaling lines on it, and then I have this other one that is just, different colored little dots and, a navy blue background. I thought it just added a little more interest to have them together here. There's no other reason other than I thought it looked good. And now what I'm doing is getting my staple punch board. This is from We Are Memory Keepers. It was a surprise. My husband got me one birthday, I believe. And it's really cool because you can staple anywhere on a page because it's, magnetic and it's not on a hinge. And I put a staple right there in the middle, keeping those two cards in place. And it's a little gold staple. I think it, turns out pretty nice. And I have this little airplane tag. Thought it was appropriate as we are in an airport in these photos. And I don't generally have a lot of airport photos, so when I do, that is definitely time for me to use all of my airplane embellishments, like this nice little tag here. And I put that on with a little brad. Now I thought about, should I not do that because I have a gold little staple, and then I have a blue and silver brad. So part of me thought, no, I should not be doing that. But then you know what? I'm just like, this is certainly not the main focus of my layout, are these two little embellishments. And I like how the blue looks, I like how the staple looks, so I'm just going for it. And after that, I decided it's time to do my journaling. I'm writing just about our flight, how it got delayed, but once we finally got on there, we ended up in, the fancy, like, big seats at the front. This was by no means, like, first class, as we were on a budget airline, but we still ended up in seats that, were nice and wide and had a lot of leg room, and that was unexpected. We didn't even pay extra for it, so that was nice. If we had to be on the plane extra time, at least we had that going for us. Now, on the sticker sheet here, there's this little, probably 3/4 of an inch by 12-inch, almost like a, washi tape kind of sticker, and I put it down there at the bottom, just kind of as a little shelf, I suppose, for my layout to sit on, and I think it, works nicely and sits there well. You cannot obviously see it at the moment, but I will show you again. And it just kind of creates like a visual draw down to the bottom of the layout. Then that's the bottom, all the stuff on top. That's what I'm supposed to be looking at. I had a couple little stickers down there to kind of make a little cluster, and then I start, embellishing a little bit more throughout the layout. I do struggle on what to do with my title. I thought about putting the, like adventure, vacation, all that kind of stuff. I ultimately decide using these, very travel themed stickers to spell out "Let's go," because we were about to head off on our adventure. And I had all the letters for that, which is always important. This is I have had 3 sets of these stickers, and I am finding that I use a lot more L's and S's than I have ever realized before, because that's what I'm, working on my 3rd set of, when I have still a few letters, from the first set. But that's okay. That's how it goes. It all works out. And I put those letters down. I try to get them, about in the middle. At first, it didn't work out, but you can move them over pretty easily. The chipboard stickers don't stick super well, so it's not too hard to move them, especially if you don't stick them down super well. Although it seemed like I only had one letter that was like prying up, so I only put liquid adhesive on the back of one. So we will see how that goes long term. I found that sometimes I'll find my stickers just like laying in the bottom of my page protector, which is always so disappointing after you've already put a layout away and finished it up. I thought about doing some sequins and decided that's not really what I want to do. I had one little pop of color dot and decide, I like that one, but I don't really want any more. But I need something else. So I add this cute little geotag after I try to add these little suitcases that just don't fit quite right. Just not the way I wanted it. But that's okay. Now comes the nice little geotag, which I think fits much better. And then I add a nice little border. I kind of do like skip steps to make it look almost like stitching and, create a little more interest. And once I finish that up, that will complete my layout. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.